Hello, my name is Starlight. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and I'm reaching out to all of you beautiful souls out there. I hope you're able to get out in nature like Starlight. I love when I sit here because I love the beautiful green, and it is so gorgeous out here. And anyway, I love you so much, all of you, and you, and you, and especially you. So, yes, I do. I love you so much, and I've had a great morning here. And I just want to check with you all is I hope you're loving yourself. I hope you're being kind and, not having regrets of how yesterday went. And it does take time. It doesn't happen right away. So I really don't want you to feel guilty if you are, this is how it can be is when you're growing and depending on where you are as far as finding out who you really are as a human being. Yeah. Well, Starlight, you're an alien. Yes, I am part alien and part human. Oh, did I say that word? Human. Ah. So anyway, I love you so much, and I just want you to be kind to yourself. Forget about yesterday. Forget about what didn't go right. Forget about, the things that you wanted to do but couldn't. Whatever happened yesterday, today is a new day to start all fresh. So let that go, because we got some stuff here for you today. I say we because, we're all connected. So anyway, if you are new to my YouTube channel, welcome, and you can find me on YouTube, and that is at Starlight, and that is Kathy with a K, Dingman. Plus, you could subscribe to my YouTube channel, and don't forget, you can leave a message down below, beep, beep, beep. Don't forget the notification bell, that way you do not miss any videos, and this is such an important video, important topic. I learned a lot, and I hope you will too. I believe you will. Most of you will if you watch this video. So Starlight, because of this, I'm on a self-discovery right now. Also, don't forget to check out my playlist, and you could share my videos. You don't have to ask permission, and you can follow me on Instagram, and that is at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K, Dingman, Starlight. So anyway, I want to let you know I do love you, and this video will really help you to see things that you might have not have known. I knew stuff before, but the pieces weren't all together, and this makes more sense to me now. The brother that passed away, is that he's tried to tell me stuff, and it happens. I might have stuff on my YouTube channel that you might not get right now, and you know what, it doesn't mean that I'm making stuff up. It just means that we're all at different levels of growth. You might definitely know stuff I don't know nothing about, absolutely, because Starlight does not know it all, absolutely not. I just feel like I'm just starting out on this journey. So I do realize when I do make videos that some people can get jealous, some people could get angry, depending on what I am talking about. So there's a lot going on, and there's reasons why you might feel a certain way with different topics. And I went through the same thing when I had a mentor that, there was times that my mentor got me all in the love spell, and then there's other times that I was like, whoo, I watched the next video, but man, I was learning stuff about myself, about my shadow aspect of myself, and it's not easy to face those things. So don't beat yourself up when somebody reveals things about you. Those are just areas that we need to work on, and so we can be a better version of ourselves, not only to be a better version of ourselves, to be that change that we really want to see in the world. So this doesn't happen overnight. So I get people tell me all kinds of stuff, either in person, and sometimes I feel, wow, they're jealous, they're upset, they're upset, a lot of times because they're not where they want to be. And this is a part about self-love, is you really gotta really love yourself, and to understand it's okay, as long as you're still every day trying to work on yourself and, the inner self, that we have, the inner child and the shadow side, and there's so many things to do and work on. So don't beat yourself up, please, 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 because that's about self-love. That's this is the real deal here. Like my mentor making videos about being, becoming your greatest version. Well, this is really a lot like that, is to be the change that you want to see in the world. So today we're going to talk about what version of you are you right now? Did you know that there's lots of different versions of you and of me? Woo! I knew this a long time ago. I thought, like, what is up with me, And it is kind of funny. I'm wearing this beautiful, hang on, I'll just pull back, and I just want to, I'm going to have another topic like this, but I was in the dress up mood today. I felt pink. So, so I have this beautiful skirt with white, like, kind of high heel shoes, not like the really thin heels, but they're kind of, I don't even know what kind of heels they are, because Starlight's not one of those chicks, but I felt like dressing up today and just feeling beautiful for a change, instead of my regular everyday clothes that I might wear, out at a park. So, whoopsie, is, zoom you back in there, is, so we're going to talk about, like, how many versions, versions of yourself is there. And I thought I had multiple personalities a long time ago. I'm like, but I loved it, like this outfit here, for an example. I behave and act different with the heels too. The heels definitely have a big, huge impact on this, where, I'm a different version of myself just because I wore this beautiful pink outfit today. Imagine a girl just getting out of a car, that she slept in her car all night, and this is how she pops out, So it is too funny. There's times they actually are watching me as getting ready for the day, so it's got to be a heck of a thing to watch somebody pop out of a car looking so beautiful like this. And some of you might think, oh, she's so prideful. No, I love myself, thank you. And anyway, is you gotta love yourself, because a long time ago I didn't love who I am and who I was. So my mentor really taught me is to love myself. So I don't care about what people think is when I want to say, like, I am beautiful, because that is what I needed. I never felt beautiful before, not really. So, there's a lot of women out there and men that they could look beautiful on the outside, but you don't know what's going on in the inside with that person. You don't know where they were, where they came from, what kind of names they were called, and all that stuff. And so just because you might see a beautiful lady or a handsome man, just like models, Starlight's a model. I just don't get paid right now. Is there's beautiful models that end up ending their lives because there's something that they needed to get healed. So what I've been learning and studying is that there are different versions of yourselves. There's lots of versions, but I'm just going to go through different types of versions of yourself. And there's 3 versions of yourself, which I said already that there's many more than that. But there's the public version of yourself, and this is the version that the world sees. This is when you're going out in public, and how people perceive you, and who knows how they perceive you. Some people might perceive you in a positive way, and some people might perceive you in a negative way, depending on what you're doing and all that stuff. And then there's the private self. So that is the more authentic self, the unplugged version. But still there's filtered, parts of you in there. And then there's the core version of yourself, the naked truth. That's when you're all alone, and you don't have anybody to impress, like when I'm out in nature. that is nobody's out there. I'm only with the animals, in nature. So that is the core version of myself. And so, how many different selves are there? I know there's layers and layers of there. We unconsciously move between three um, primary primary selves: the child self, the defender, and the adult self. So there's a lot of different selves. And I knew this a long time ago because I watched a movie a long time ago about a lady that was into a hospital, like the psych hospitals. And wow, that I love watching these kind of movies, but it's kind of tripping because some of that stuff that's on the movies is really happening in real life. So is at the end of the movie is she was realized that these she had different, like what I would call, because I have different characters that I name myself. One is Tigger. That is a exciting. I have different parts of me, definitely, where there's times that when Tigger pops out of the box, watch out. Tigger's a very fun character. I love Tigger. Tigger's a lot of fun, but Tigger doesn't really go by the rules, and I'm saying Tigger like the tiger character on Winnie the Pooh, and I didn't really grow up watching Winnie the Pooh, but it's funny how I have that part of me in me at times. Some things will make Tigger pop out, and it's a heck of a fun time to be with Tigger. If you ever want to go partying somewhere, bring Tigger with you because Tigger's the life of the party. So you might actually, you know, notice different parts of you throughout your life, wondering what is up with that. It comes and goes, these different characters that you might have. And I'm trying to think what they call it. They have a name for these things. I was talking to my therapist a while back about this, how Tigger pops out. And then I've had other versions of myself, I can't remember the name right off the bat on my head. Some of you are yelling it out and I can't hear, what was that? But yeah, there's different things that can pop out of us. It could be a, not such a fun character that might pop out, and it might stay with us for a while, and something might have triggered it to come out. So there's different four types of the concept of self, and that's the public self, the view of yourself as defined by other people, how other people look at you, how they, perceive you. Then there's the self-concept of who you believe you are. And then there's the actual or behavior self, is the self created by your actions or habits, actions and habits. And then there's the ideal self, is the self you aspire to be. Like there's a, like how would you like to see yourself? Like, do you see other people and you're like, ooh, I like that quality that they have. I like certain aspects of them, certain, things that they do or can, how they act out. Like there's some people that are, like they're not like this now, but they would like to be like Starlight in a way by inspiring other people. Well, that is something that you have to really start loving yourself and accepting yourself. That's how those things start, is by loving yourself, where you've got to love yourself before you can help anybody else. And that's what my mentor, I'm grateful for my mentor that taught me about self-love, and this is why I'm doing what I am doing on YouTube. Is then I was, I had to learn the hard way, really, and that a lot of people, they don't want to face that part of themselves, but I want to face those shadow aspects of myself and get right with those things, and let it go. Let those things, those behaviors that are not, not that there's a good or a bad, but we can learn from those and how it can affect and change us, and where it's gonna change us. And like different things can change people. Money, for instance, can really it could change somebody in a great way, or it could really ruin them in a really negative way. And I don't want to really say negative or positives, but they could go in a way where it's gonna really mess them up in their life. But hopefully they see it and recognize it. People might, I've done this before, is that people can actually tell them that, hey, I see your shadow there, but they might not be ready to face that shadow aspect of themselves. They might actually, it might kind of feel good right now. And that goes along with people that are not willing to give up their alcohol or not willing to give up their cigarettes. They got to get to the point where they're ready to let go of it. And so there's also, what are the 4 versions of yourself? There's the identity, who people think you are, what they think you're like. There's people that might think they know me, but they only know a little bit about me. They don't know, even on my YouTube channel, there's bits and pieces of me all over on my YouTube channel, but there's a whole lot more that you don't know about Starlight. So, and that's why I make videos about not being in such a rush of getting into relationships, because there's lots to learn. Does the person have are they a control freak? So do they got anger issues? You got to really get to find out these people. And, and if you can't even get on the friend level with that person, are you going to really go with that person and date them? I hope not. So you got to really protect yourself. So the other one of the 4 versions of yourself is self-confidence, efficiency, people's beliefs about what they can do. Do you believe in yourself that you can conquer anything, or are you letting doubt and fear come in your life where you don't want to do things, and inside you got these inside thoughts that are stopping you from achieving those things? I didn't think that I would be able to drive all the way to Miami, when I was thinking about going to a fashion show a long time ago, which it's kind of weird, is that the fashion show hasn't even started yet, and it was supposed to have been like in last year, where they were getting models to go to this fashion show. So I wanted to go to this fashion show, and actually the skirt is what I wanted to wear for it. And it still hasn't happened, but it's kind of weird, is that I lived in New York, and I'm like, to me, going all the way to Miami was like going across the world, and I would have never thought, that I would have ever gone there. So you really gotta, that's where you gotta let those go, is let go of fear and doubt, and so you can. So I am so grateful for my mentor, because I did learn a lot. So, and the other thing is the self-compassion is, it's how people think about themselves when bad things happen. See, how are you when bad shit happens, when you're like, things, didn't go the way you really wanted them? And how are you treating yourself then? Are you beating yourself up and saying, man, because we're all growing, right? There's some people that I meet, they act like they got all their shit together, but when I'm getting to know them, I'm like, wow, you do not have all your shit together, man. I see flaws left and right, but I know that the person is not going to be able to handle anything that I would like to say to them, because they're going to get upset, and they're going to protect that part of them. Their ego is like, they say they're not prideful, but they are prideful, where you really gotta, that's a part of working on yourself, is how do you deal with yourself when you make the wrong, choices in life? Not that we make any mistakes, but we could definitely all, like throughout our life, right? Can you agree that you make some wrong choices in life? It's okay to say, yes, I've made lots of wrong choices in my life, but the question is, did you learn? What did you learn on those choices? my mentor taught me, like I made a video lately is about, I really just got head over heels in love with somebody, and when that happens, whoo, you know, all the rules that you had set up for you, you toss them aside, when you're in love with somebody. And when you're in a higher love with somebody, you're like, you got all these rules that you want to go by, but then you're in a higher love with somebody, and then you just flush them all down the toilet like they were never there. So, you got to really be really take your time getting to know people, and spend a lot of time with that person. So if you're only spending a little bit of time with that person throughout the year, then how much are you going to really learn about them? So if you're really interested in getting to know somebody, as far as like, hey, can we even see if you even can get along to be even friends, before you even say we're friends already. Are we friends? I didn't even say we were friends, so don't like assume that we're friends when we're not. We're not even friends yet. We're getting to know each other. So you gotta really take things slow. They are in such a rush, and I don't care how old you are, and this is did you learn your last lesson, before, when you got your heart broken? You got your heart broken because you were in a rush to do something. Nothing good ever comes when we're in a rush to, and it says in the Bible, haste not. Don't be in such a rush. That's when we make all kinds of, that's when we make all kinds of wrong choices in our life. And then we wonder, how come this happened? Well, what were you thinking when you got it with that girl or that guy? Were you thinking of getting the home base really quick? Well, you got that. Now you're like, now I'm going to beat myself up for how long? No, it was a lesson. Did you learn the lesson? Are you learning the lesson? That is the whole point. If you didn't learn the lesson, guess what? You're going to have to repeat that lesson again, so you definitely, you got to do the inner work. You got to work on yourself. You got to let go of those things. There's a lot of work that you got to do in yourself, and we all got, if you want to be honest with yourself, we all got a lot of work. The ego will lie to you and say that you're great right now. If you are one of those people that says, I got it all down and I don't need to work on anything, that means the ego is talking. When you think that you got it all figured out, that's when the ego is there, not the eagle flying in the sky. No. Now we're going to talk about the hidden self. The hidden self that we all have is information about you that but others don't know about you. What do they not know? I gotta bury that somewhere, the stuff that people don't know. On my YouTube channel, I have put a lot of embarrassing stuff on my YouTube channel. Some of you that have watched some of those details, and I'm not going to tell you because if you want to find out, I guess you got to go and check those videos out, is I purposely admitted to a lot on my YouTube channel because I'm giving you permission. It's okay. It doesn't really matter what people think, because the person that you were before when you did those things or experienced those things, who are you today? That doesn't define on who you are today, I hope, right? So the things that you did in the past, does it even effing matter? Not at all. It doesn't matter who and what, because those things that you did when you were younger really helps you to find out who you are today. Because now hey, you know what? I want to try this. I want to try that. What is worse is somebody that goes out and explores and learns a lot of crazy shit, and finds out, wow, I did this and I did that. Some people get jealous because they haven't even done anything. They're afraid. I'm afraid to do this. I'm afraid to do that. I'm afraid to do that, and then what do they got to show? They don't have anything to show because they were afraid, but they could get jealous of those people that went out and did it. I actually knew a couple men in my life, one that I never met and the other one I definitely knew. Is I was not jealous Some people get jealous. They get jealous because it's almost like you're making them look bad, and they can't deal with it. And that's a part of them that they need to get healed from, you know. So don't get jealous of me because I'm doing something you desire to do, you know. Or B is, you could do that yourself. You can actually let go of fear, and, you know, not to let fear control you. Let love guide you, not fear. And that did not come from me, but that came from a mentor, you know. But, you know, a couple guys that I either met or didn't meet, is they went everywhere by themselves. And I was like, I loved hearing about it. And so my mentor really helped me through that, and that's why I am where I am today. I don't even know what state are you in, Starlight? So yeah, there's the hidden part of us who cares about all this stuff. You know, the stuff that we did long time ago really helps us to find out more about who is self-discovery. You know, so I put a lot of embarrassing stuff on my YouTube channel. Most people would lock up and bury somewhere, and Starlight didn't. I said, I don't care what people think. That's an old version of myself. That's not who I am today, and I don't even care what you think today about me. So, and then there's the unknown version of yourself, is the information about you that is unknown. You don't even know. There's things about you that people have never told you. Maybe your mom and dad knows stuff about you that they never said anything about it. You know, the government, you know, different people in the world knows, you know, when you were born, there's people that, you know, they knew because of the date of birth and the name. It's all this information about you. So that is another way to find out who you are, is to study the date of birth, the time that you were born, the name, you know, what family, what kind of family did you come from, you know. And we're all one race, so really, and we all bleed red, you know. I can't say that we all came from the same source. I used to think that, but now I don't really believe that anymore. So, and then there are three versions of self, and the self system consists of three fundamental components. It's the individual self, the rational self, and the collective self. So all these selves are important and meaningful, and are associated psychological and physical health. There are 6 versions of self. I know, isn't it something I keep on saying? Versions of selves and selves and selves and all these things. It's a lot, isn't it? I was studying this stuff. So there's the present self. There's the past self. We gotta love that part of ourselves, right? That's why that's right here is Starlight, and then back here is Kathy Dingman, way back there. You know, Starlight has been around for years, you know, but there's an older version of myself way back there. I love her. There was a time that I didn't love Kathy Dingman. I was upset with her. I was like, you really, you know. But, you know, my mentor and God really taught me a lot, is I had to love my old version of myself. She taught me. She went through hell. You know, so I do love my old version of myself, because I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for her. So, and then there's the future self. You know, who knows what you're going to turn out to be. I'm going to be, they say gold is better than diamonds. So, yeah, I'm going to sparkle at the end, you know. And I know some of you are like, oh, you're being prideful again, Starlight. Hey, get over yourself. And then there's the inner child. You know, some people that they don't love themselves. That's why it's hard for them to ever hear anybody else love themselves, is because they really need to start loving themselves and give themselves a big old hug. Then there's the inner child, you know, self, and the shadow self. Woo! And the ideal self, you know. Like, it's like the part of us that what we desire to be like, you might see bits and pieces of other people and you're like, ooh, I like that part of them. They have versions of themselves like we do. And it says that mental professionals say that people have many versions of themselves. And here are some of them. So are you the same person with your mom, your dad, your siblings, your neighbors, your coworker? What was that? No, right? It's kind of weird, even though I have a mom and a dad. How I am, if I just was talking to my mom right here, just my mom and I, it's different. I can talk to my mom in a different way than my dad. If my dad was here, there's a lot of stuff I can't talk to my dad about because it's not, and neighbors, hush hush, don't want to say a lot to your neighbors. Co-workers, hush hush, you don't want them to know too much, right? So there's different versions there, how we, it might even be, how are you when you go to church, right? I had to throw that in there. How are you when you go to Sunday, Sunday church, you're going there and now you're like, you really dress up to the max, everything is all prim and proper. Of course, some of you would never even wear this when you go to church, right? But when you get back home, it's like all these things go off and now you're another version of yourself, right? So yeah, now there is a, let's see, it's too funny. I'm actually enjoying this topic. So it is funny. A you and me exist in each version, and yet you yourself is not a someone at all. Someone, how many someones? How many are you? How many versions of you are there? So, that's why, like the way I was yesterday, like I already started out, just because I wore this outfit, this beautiful little outfit here, is I'm not the same person I was yesterday, how I behaved and act. Now it's like a higher, person, a version of myself. Where today I feel prettier. Today I feel sexy. Where yesterday the clothes, I didn't, I was wearing work clothes yesterday, doing some yard works, doing some stuff, because somebody helped me out. And now I'm, give energy. And, they gave me energy. Now I'm giving them back energy by helping them out. So we have multiple versions of ourselves in different ways. There's also people that has dissociative identity disorder, people with DID, and they can go, be many versions, all, switching, in one day, just like their identity changes. And that's why, I meet people like this myself where I'm like, I can't figure out who they are because they possibly have this. So those are the ones that you get. You might be having family members or, somebody that in your life where you just having a hard time finding out who they really are. That's why it's so important to really get to know people and find out that, because I did watch a show. It was pretty cool. It was a show about a person that had multiple personalities. When I thought I really had, I was trying to figure out who the heck am I? I got a lot of beautiful versions of myself. I have the business type, when I go out for an interview, for a job interview, how I dress, my personality, my attitude, my character, and how I talk. And, we got so many versions of ourselves. It's a trip. It really is. I love it, though. I like switching different roles, just like a Hollywood actress, or a Hollywood star, a male actor, all the roles that they play. I would love to. You want to put me in a movie? I would love to be in a movie. I got some movies I would like to make. So the self presentation, people can have different selves, such as the public self concept, an actual or behavior self, and the ideal self. People can switch different identities depending on the situation they're in. Like I was just saying, is if I got to dress up for a job interview, wow, not a wrinkle, teeth are clean, teeth are flossed, hair is just so prim and proper, totally different attitude. How are you when you go to church? Whoop, a different, everything's modest right now, and your speech, you're not cursing at the kids at the church, right? And then there's a quote out there that I decided to write in here. A different version of you exists in the minds of everyone you ever know. And that was by Aaron Dole. And I'm not going to get the last name right. I didn't even write it down. And lastly, how do you know what is the best version of yourself? And I do. I love my mentor. He taught me a lot, and his videos is about being the greatest version that you can be. So what is the greatest version of you? How can you know? I just asked God today, please help me to become my greatest version of myself. That is a desire that I have. I do. I want to become my greatest version of myself. That means I have a lot of work to do. That means I have to put my pride down. I have to accept my flaws. I have to forget about the choices I did yesterday. Who cares? I can't fix yesterday. I gotta stay in the now. So how can you tell that you are the greatest version of yourself? How can you tell? You need to live with no regrets. Are you there yet? What? No. I know. I know the feeling. You need to get out of your comfort zone. I got to work on that. I got to get, I've been in my comfort zone a little. I want to travel now. I'm ready to move on somewhere else. I've been in this location for a long time. I'm ready to, go somewhere, do something. I got to get out of myself. Try something different, really. My mentor was so good at, I do. I love him. I don't watch his videos anymore, but he really did. He really pushed me. Some of you are like, he's controlling you. I needed that. I am sorry. I could hear what you're saying. I needed that. I needed that push. I didn't have it in myself to actually push myself, and that's what I do on my YouTube channel. Is I learned from my mentor. He did. Was he perfect? No, he wasn't perfect. Are you? Am I? Absolutely not. I am letting go of what people think, and I just had to talk to somebody yesterday, how controlling and, different things, that the way I'm learning from them, and I'm thinking, the judgments that I hear, of pointing fingers at everybody else, of how bad they are, and, when we do that, it's just really, it's a part of us actually pointing fingers at us, is that we're not happy with ourselves. I'm here actually as an influencer, a teacher, to help us to see these things that we need to work on. And I don't have all my shit together. So I got to bring these up so you can see things that we, like those are things that we got to clear to get, and so we got to face these things in our life. We got to get out of our comfort zones. And also the other thing is we got to get out of our comfort zones and take risk. I got people that's like, Starlight, you're crazy. They can't believe what I'm doing as a female. I live in my car and sleep at night, and I have the windows open because I cannot use the AC in my car. Otherwise, it will destroy something in my car. Do I take risk? Yes. But you got to really, I am protected. I am protected by God. God is, the universe is protecting me. I have the archangels protecting me. So don't worry about Starlight. I am safe. I am protected. And other things is that this, what it says is that you need to live with no regrets. You need to get out of your comfort zone, take risk, and fail. So that way you can get back and succeed. Isn't that awesome? I love that. Woo! Yes, I love it. And it says, stop telling yourself what you should do and just start doing it. You know? So I love this. This was an awesome study for me. I learned a lot. I hope you did too, and I know it's probably extra long, but wow, you know, I hope you learned more about yourself, since, you know, about not judging other people. I'm always trying to study people and try to figure out, you know, like what causes a person to do this and that, so that way I can help them out better. So we, you know, we're going to judge. There's righteous judgment and, you know, judgment that's not righteous. So we got to really be careful of how we're judging people. And I'm talking to myself and I'm talking to you, you know, because people that are always pointing fingers at other people, when they're pointing that way, they're pointing at themselves. So it just shows that we all have work to do. People judge my videos. I don't even care, because you know why? I'm growing. It's okay that, you know, like the guy that made the light bulb, he didn't make it, you know, the first time. It took over, you know, like many, 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 many tries. And I really don't, I got to study about that, how many times it took him to figure out to do it the right way. So, you know, so forget about what everybody thinks, and, you know, love yourself, and, you know, like all those things. And that's how you can become your greatest version of yourself. And, you know, none of us has arrived, right? So anyway, I do love you. This is Starlight. And I do love you so much. Is I really just, really, my YouTube channel is to help people. Really, my heart is in the right place, and I don't care what people say about me on my YouTube channel, because I already let that go already. I really don't even really pay attention to the views, because I know I got a lot of growing to do. So I really don't care. My mentor taught me that, is not to, you know, it's all about changing people's lives. It's helping people, and it's not about me. It's about God using me as a tool. So God is helping me step by step. Things don't happen right overnight. So be, you know, love yourself, forgive yourself for your flaws, forget about yesterday, stay in the now. I love you so much. This is Starlight. You can give this video a thumbs up. That is, if you want to be that change that you want to see. If you want to, you know, a lot of people really don't care about working on themselves. You know, I hope one of you or some of you, if I just can reach one person, that would really help. You know, I would be happy and content with that. And, you know, just to be that greatest version that you can be. So that means don't ever give up. Just keep going. Forget about what everybody, you know, you're always going to have somebody run their mouth and say shit, you know. So let it all go, you know. And you're going to have Christians out there always, oh, the Bible says, the Bible says. You know what? God knows I'm not going to listen to that crap anymore. You know, I am not listening to people when, you know, they throw the Bible at my face all the time, because I am right where I belong. So I love you so much, and have a great day. Be a better you today than you were tomorrow, or yesterday. Be a better self today than you were yesterday, and let all that stuff go. Let go of the excuses, you know, of why you don't do this or that, you know. Make a goal list or whatever. That works out. I got a goal book, and I've been working on those goals. And also, besides giving a thumbs up, that is if you want to see and be a change in the world, you can also subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you can leave a message down below. Beep, beep, beep. Don't forget the notification bell, and you could share my videos. Plus, you can also follow me on Instagram, and that is at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K, Dingman, Starlight. So anyway, I love you so much. Be a better you today than you were yesterday. Don't try to compare yourself with other people, please. It isn't worth it because it's all about you. It's not about them. I love you so much. This is Starlight. This is Starlight Love Light.